Ask Reddit. What screams I'm very insecure. Constantly wedging humble bragging into conversation. Automatically assuming negative intent. Example. You friend didn't pick your call? F her, she's trying to avoid me. I don't care about her anyway. I mostly see this at work. People who are in upper management and treat people like garbage just because they can. Being unnecessary mean, rude or bitter to people. Treating new employees like garbage just because you're threatened they might take your job someday. This is a self-roast, but I think I degrade myself just to hear others deny it. Is that insecure? I do this and I definitely think it comes from a desire to get ahead of it. Like, if I put myself down first, then how badly can it hurt if someone agrees? It's created a cycle of almost compulsive negative self-talk that I'm trying to reprogram. Trying to dominate conversation. Not to be confused with just being a charismatic person. When people have and insist on constantly checking on their so via some tracking app on their phone. It's one thing to have it and use it in case of emergency, but using it while out with your friends to make sure he's actually at work is creepy and super insecure. Lifestyle creep. Constant fishing for compliments when around people. Example, I'm so chunky as a direct way to get someone to tell you that you look great. I've found that a lot of people on Twitter that feel the need to post about how great of a person they are and they have nothing but good intentions are usually the most toxic people I've seen. I used to be very insecure, so I'll go from my own experience. Lying about something to seem cool. It's very obviously a signal of insecurity because they don't like who they are. When you question yourself, do they actually like me or are they pretending to, or when you think you're gonna bother other people if you talk to them. Clicking on this post, to see if any of the top comments are things you do. Just not shutting up about yourself. Constantly lifting yourself up and comparing yourself to others, while pushing them down. All those people who post Facebook those quotes that are like, don't worry about those who talk behind your back, they're behind you for a reason, or they tag themselves into any and every place including the doc's hospital somewhere personal. Then when someone asks if they're okay they reply with, don't ask hun XOXOXUG. So basically, people who live their lives through very active social medias, I suppose I'm trying to say. People who always have to one-up you in everything. If you tell a story they have a better one, if you buy something expensive they have to be something even more expensive. Some people's whole life is trying to win some non-existent competition. Bragging about things not even in your control, like your parents' wealth. One-upping people constantly in conversation. Women that guard their men like a soldier. I was leaving an abusive relationship. My friend offered me a place to stay. The hitch was if she wasn't there and just her husband was, I had to leave. I got a hotel room. Not dealing with that. Being unnecessary mean-spirited to people. People whose self-esteem is so low that they can't stand the sight of people with high self-esteem, so they will try to break down anyone they perceive as more successful than them. When a group of this type of people comes together, a major crab bucket mentality arises and they target people perceived as highly competent or successful for bullying, gossip, false rumors and other things that should have been wiped out after elementary school. People who feel the need to judge everyone in a negative light and who only want to see the worst in others so they can feel better about themselves. It just shows how unhappy they truly are. Ironically, people like this also feel like they are judged unfairly and constantly by the world. When you're reading an AskReddit thread, to make sure you're not making it too obvious. Oftentimes, people don't know the difference between telling it like it is and just being flat out mean. People who it like it is only give their opinion when it is warranted because they would want someone to tell them the truth instead of dancing around it. However, some can cross this line and just be straight up rude, while using this same reasoning. Those who tell it like it is are secure, those who are unnecessarily mean are insecure. Not exactly a direct answer to your question, but I've always thought this and wanted to share. Dismissing people before they dismiss you. Bullying people. You don't try to bring other people down if you truly feel good about yourself. Joint Facebook profiles. I bought a mattress the other day and the salesman had a chin strap and blue flames tattooed up his arms. When I finished checking out, he came up behind my mom and I and said, very seriously, just so you know, People call me Firearms. Later that same day, my dad and I were in the parking lot AG Lowe's and a guy with spiked hair pulled into the parking lot in a convertible blasting Crazy Bitch by BlackBerry. I like to think he and Firearms were separated at birth. Scene, gets a notification on phone. XGF, who's chatting to you know? Me, it's a game notification. Me, goes to shower. Me, comes back to find girlfriend going through every message, email, and WhatsApp. Does that scream I'm insecure? Posting what you're up to every day on social media. Boyfriend, alright I'm going to work babe. Girlfriend, you better not be effing with birches at work. Incapable of self-reflection. The more you talk about how good you are in bed and how many women you've effed, the less I believe you. Windows XP. Saying I'm so random or I'm so funny on a regular basis. Using your internal fear as a reason not to do something. Hate your job? You don't apply for any others because you're scared of being rejected, or that you don't deserve a better job. In a terrible relationship? You stay because you're scared of being alone. That kind of insecurity is the worst in my opinion because it affects nearly everyone. I only get along with guys. Other girls hate me. I came here to find out what I need to stop doing. Insulting random people's physical appearance. A password made up on only lowercase letters. Immediately getting defensive whenever you try to help them. Being overly nice and being a yes man to make other people happy. Also having no opinions. Banning Winnie the Pooh because someone said you looked like him. Can't handle being told they're wrong or ignorant about something. Lying about your opinions and views to fit in while canceling somebody who thinks the exact same as you but chooses to express it. Lovey-dovey relationship posts and the kind and queen posts on FB. If you have to advertise that your relationship is that great, it's probably not that great. Anything Eleanor does in the good place. So well done. A huge lifted truck without any discernible work purpose being extremely aggressive in traffic. Banning a Disney character from your country just because an university student said it looks like you. Truck nuts. I want to get a big truck and put those eyelashes on the front headlights and then the nuts on the back. Really make people question their tructuality. http:// Rolling coal. For those like myself who didn't have a clue this was a thing, here's the wiki explanation. Rolling coal is the practice of modifying a diesel engine to increase the amount of fuel entering the engine in order to emit large amounts of black or gray sooty exhaust fumes into the air. It also may include the intentional removal of the particulate filter. Reading this thread hoping nothing applies to you. Living in the suburbs and getting a giant lifted pickup truck for the sole purpose of intimidating other drivers and drivers like a jackass. People that modify their shitty lemon of a car to be the loudest piece of shit in a 5-mile radius. Not being able to walk anywhere alone. I am not talking about walking alone at night, but if you are not able to walk to the bathroom or another class alone, you have a problem. Me when I scream I'm very insecure. Posting photos with your so on Facebook every day claiming how madly in love you are and how perfect each other is. The photo in my passport. Jealousy. People who constantly tell stories to make themselves seem real tough or badass. Yeah, Dad, that's really awesome that you kicked some guy's ass when you were in the Marines 40 years ago. A constant need for affirmation. I've noticed some people make jokes and immediately look to others for approval laughs. I've noticed I do this LOL. No joke, most people have a habit of listing their insecurities in the first few lines they will talk to you. If someone feels the need to describe themselves after they meet you, it's a very safe bet everything they list is an insecurity. Well, I'm a really nice person, I'm really smart. Etc. Jenna Marbles' dog Kermit. They argue against your grammar, semantics, and micro details, rather than the point you were obviously trying to make. You showed up to work an hour late. No, I didn't, I was an hour and 4 minutes late. Don't you know the difference between 8 o'clock and 9:04? Oh shit, you sure put me in my place, Josh. People who say sorry all the time. Posting screenshots of people trying to slip into DMs to put this creep on blast, but mainly because they want us to see other people hitting on them. Not looking people in the face, wearing jackets or sweatshirts all the time as a safety blanket, avoiding going out in public, being generally quiet. Oh wait, is this supposed to be funny post or a self-reflection? Dissing your own kids. Talking really loud. Like literally screaming stuff which can be said in a normal voice. Actively doing things to escape your insecurity. Judging your self-worth by the partners you've had. Dissecting every feature you have and worrying about it. Posting only flattering photos, but only after staring at them for minutes until your face begins to morph and you somehow convince yourself it's good, but then you look at it the next day and delete it. Being the fun guy who's always positive. Faking confidence. Me. Any guy who has ever told me before sex I'm going to make you cum so effing hard. Has not ever succeeded. Not even close. My window washer when I hide his safety harness. Nothing but selfies on all their social media. Using the words alpha or beta in any effing sentence when talking about people. In this thread, people thinking the word insecure actually means an asshole or attention whore. They've probably never been insecure. Those people this have those huge raised double-wide pickup trucks but the only thing they ever haul is the occasional six-pack of beer. Big, stupidly loud motorcycles. Instagram photos. Brochad culture. Talking shit about dick size. Talking shit about how many girls you smash. Man up, don't be a pussy, be a man. Etc. Thinking drinking as much or get as much sex as others in a group is the path to inclusion. Hardly any of this ever prompted, and it's guys constantly trying to prove to people how manly they are despite no one asking them to. Daily selfies. Corollary to this one, gym selfies. Big trucks with Monster, Red Bull, energy drink stickers, ball sack hanging from the back, sticker with the kid peeing on whatever brand they despise and some bumper sticker about being with my mom last night.